Here we go. We are live here. Well, live. We are filming right now at the Lachine Canal in Montreal. These are our 22 Dragons coaches who really wish they were on Lake Champlain actually today at the Sisters at Heart Day. We'll see everyone in 2021, we hope. So every year we come down to Burlington, share a bit of our coaching. So today we're going to do the same on camera. We have 4 coaches here, so we'll go over 4 different parts of the stroke. And we're going to start with Lori. Hello, Lori.
Hi.
And Lori is going to demonstrate first what an exit should look like. So let's look at Lori's exit right now. Look how smooth that is. Very little flick of the wrist. Very nice exit on Lori. Okay, Lori, that's awesome. You want to talk about your exit a little bit, what you're thinking about while you're doing that?
Yeah, so on the exit, I'm thinking about just lifting my top arm smoothly forward, making sure that it stays over the water. And with my bottom arm, I just want to go around the boat. So I just go like a half circle around the boat and just keep it smooth, my shoulder low, and that's it.
So that half circle going around the boat, how important is that part to your exit?
So it's really important when we're going with a fast stroke rate, because we want to make sure that we keep up and that we don't stop at the end of the stroke. We just want to make a smooth exit. So this half circle tries to help me to do a smooth exit and to go faster if I want to.
That's excellent, Lori. How about you show us what it looks like when you don't have that smooth return and like that half circle?
Perfect.
There we go. That choo-choo, the train is departing, correct?
Yeah. So if I keep my bottom arm too close to my body, it's not smooth. I have to lift my shoulder too high in the air and I almost stop back. So it's not smooth anymore and my stroke is not fast as it could be with the half circle.
So go to the half circle again and start by taking just, regular strokes like you were before. And now you're going to see if Lori wants to go quicker, she can increase her rate just by her exit speed. Look at that exit speed. She flicks around like that. Her top hand never goes too high. That is an awesome exit. Okay, Lori, one last question for you. I guess everyone has noticed that we are on the water during this pandemic. However, we are 5 in the boat, which gives us social distancing. We're all 2 meters apart. What have you noticed is different in your stroke, specifically the exit, being in the 5 Dragon boat?
Oh, so for sure the water is heavy because we're not moving as fast as usual. So my stroke rate, I cannot bring the stroke rate as fast as before. And I have to make sure that I keep a strong body because of that.
Excellent. Okay, Lori, thank you very much. We're going to move along to Dan. Okay, and we are with Dan here. Hey, Dan, just quickly, how many times have you been to Burlington? Because I'm noticing your shirt. What year is that one from?
That's a pretty old one.
Yeah.
It doesn't really say the year, but I have got them all, and I want to thank the amazing people from Burlington for providing me with such a great wardrobe of hats and t-shirts. It's amazing. I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah,
back when we were still out in the open water there, it was fun. So my part today is all about air work and the setup. In my opinion, the most important part of the stroke is the setup. Of course, everyone's going to say their part is the most important.
Of course.
Okay. Now, what is air work? It's something that we've all heard our coaches say, air time, but what does it actually mean? Well, coming from the exit, which you just saw with Lori, what do we do with our paddle and our body while it's in the air? And that's critical, because if we don't have a good setup, we're not going to have the rest of the stroke. Forget about it. Okay, and it's really tied to body posture. Okay, and to get that good catch, we need to make sure that we're setting up right. So very quickly, when I think of air work, I'm thinking of the moment that my paddle whips out, and we always want a snappy exit, regardless. Okay, from the moment my paddle snaps out, am I going slowly to the front and then hitting the catch, or am I coming fast to the front? Well, every coach has a different way of doing it. One thing's for sure, that if we take our time when the paddle's back here, then we're going to rush our catch, and we never want to rush the catch. We want to make sure that we've got the paddle out about here quickly, so we have time to prepare and to drop and to get over the water and to sink deep for that catch. That's the critical part. So air work basically means going quickly from the exit to around here, and so you have that time to get yourself into a nice setup position for the catch.
So Dan, would you say that the exit now, that would be the quickest part of your stroke, and then from maybe mid-return to setup is the slowest part?
I would say that the slowest part is, yes, mid-return to our catch. That's where we want to take that
the most time.
Now, time meaning milliseconds, okay? But those milliseconds are critical, because if not, what we're going to have is something like this, where we come out and we're not buried, and our body isn't set for it.
So you're just taking like a small little microsecond moment of your time to be set up properly to then be able to get to the catch, correct?
And by good setup position, what I mean is a good posture. So lower back, my butt is sticking out. I'm not hunched over, I'm not rounded at the lower back. I'm on the edge of my seat. I got all my weight on one butt cheek. Okay.
So Dan, I have two more questions for you.
Yeah.
One is, how tense is your body, or how is your grip during that phase of the stroke?
I was getting to that, and thank you for reminding me. Is that during the air work and the setup, that's our time to have a relaxed body. We want to relax the muscles. Once we're into our catch and we start our press, then everything fires quickly. But this is a time to be relaxed in the air.
Kind of take a breath.
Take a breath, make sure that our top arm is over the water, and then we open up the lats here, get everything nice and big, get over the water, and as we're getting into our setup, we want to already be in rotation. That's pretty important.
So last part of it, again, being in a Dragon Boat 5, how does that affect your air work?
Everything in the Dragon Boat 5 is just more time. We've got more time to get everything open, get ourselves over the water, and to take more time to drop. It's a really nice feeling to be able to do that.
So you can really exaggerate your air work in the DB5, and obviously you have a lot of room to do it too.
We've got space, there's nobody in front of me, nobody behind me, nobody beside me. I'm totally alone here. I can really exaggerate everything, make myself really, really big. Okay, I may have to choke up a little bit because the boat's sitting higher now with only 6 people on board. But it's a very smooth technical motion.
Excellent. Okay, well Dan, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And hopefully we'll add to your t-shirt and hat collection next year. And here we have Caroline. Caroline is going to talk to us about body position. All yours, Caroline.
Hi. So Dan hinted about body position when talking about the setup, where he was mentioning having to be very open at the beginning of your stroke. That is very important, but there are other key things to remember all the way through your stroke. First is you want this core to be solid. You want that to be one part that's not bent. What do I mean by bent? I mean like this, where I'm hunching with my body. I want to avoid that at all costs. One thing that helps prevent hunching, besides obvious deliberate focus on it, is to have your hips slightly tilted back, not exaggerating a lower back arch, but being mindful of pushing that part backwards. When you're in that position, it's harder to hunch. You kind of almost have to do an effort to do it. So that's going to help you keep that posture as you paddle. So throughout your stroke, you want to bring that body close to the water, but without banging it down. You want to have a decisive catch. You want it to go in, but you're not banging the water with your body. That's gonna make the boat jump like this. That reduces the glide. One person out of 20 does it, we might not feel it, but if many people do it, it's definitely going to slow your boat down. So avoid doing that. plant and keep that body.
So what I'm noticing as you're paddling here, Carolyn, is how, first of all, how vertical the paddle is. So your body weight is clearly, what are you aiming for with your body weight when you're going towards your catch?
What I want to do is similar to pole vaulting. So you're going to place that paddle in, and it's like you want to bring yourself on top of it, like you're going to jump high. So you need to be over the paddle. You can't do that with the paddle.
Yeah, take a few more like that,
sideways
exactly.
this.
We see that often, don't we?
Yeah, this sideways like this, staying in the boat, it's only shoulders. There's very little body engagement.
How about you take a few strokes like that and transition into the good one? Like that looks like fearful paddling. Like I fear the water a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like my paddle's going, but I'm staying in, and then.
And look at her jump on it now. Get on it now, Carolyn. Oh yeah. That's the pole vaulting. That's awesome right there. Look at that clean catch. We're gonna be talking about the catch in a second, but that's a clean catch. So
one last thing.
Yeah, go for it.
And that's very important. We neglect it. The head position.
Oh yeah, talk to us about it.
I have chronic pain in my neck because I did not place my head properly. So there's a lot of this in Dragon Boat, paddling like this. I don't know why it's so comfortable.
I know.
It's really bad.
I know.
So you want to think about having your chin over the water and your forehead pointing towards your catch.
That's
So
good
it's
head
more-
position right there. That's it, Carolyn. I have the same problem as you do. I have a sore neck now
Oh, yeah.
from years of paddling.
Yeah.
Show that kind of cock neck again. Yeah, exactly.
Like
We see
this.
that a lot.
And or sometimes even the head follows
Yeah.
the body movement. Just keep that focus there, and it's going to be a much more natural position for the head.
Yeah, imagine trying something really, really hard in an unnatural position. Like, yeah, it's not going to work out very well. Last question for you. The Dragon Boat 5, how does that affect your body position?
Well, technically not much,
Okay.
actually, because all of those key things you want to maintain.
Great.
One thing my colleagues mentioned, we're less in the boat, it's less heavy, so we're a bit further from the water. So that's actually going to give you a better workout, because you're going to need to put a bit more effort into getting closer to the water. And obviously, just the fact that there's less people, there's a bit more weight needs to be put on that paddle. But
Excellent.
it's just more of a workout.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, so here's Mike Wu talking about the catch.
The catch, so as Dan had said, every paddler here is going to believe that their section is the most important, and I do believe that the catch is probably one of the most important to focus on. At very least, just because it's, I would argue, also the most difficult to really properly feel. But when you do get it, as complicated as it might be to really understand it, when you do get it, it really brings your level of paddling up by an enormous amount. So,
Well, it has a direct impact, right? Like it's what really gets this boat going, correct?
absolutely. For all the effort that we put in, if you don't have a good catch, your stroke will slip. So you have to imagine, this analogy I like to use is imagining that we're cross-country skiing. If I get a good catch, my poles will get stuck in the snow properly, and any movement I make, the poles won't slip. I will move across and forward and go fast. If I have a bad catch, it's as if the spikes at the bottom of your ski poles was blunt. So for half of the effort that I would be putting in would be the poles moving back, and so only half of my effort is me moving forward along the snow.
So that another way of kind of saying that is grip, right? Like
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
so you really want to grip the water. Okay, so why don't you show us first? Show us a good catch. Show us what really gripping the water means. Oh, and that sounds good. Look at that. He's very patient on the catch. I mean, he's moving this boat alone quite nicely. Okay.
A few bad ones?
Yeah, show us, and what's probably very common, right? Oh yeah, there we go. That's I see that all day long, and that's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I try to
Try to make it worse. There you go. That's a worse one. Because now you're just paddling, right? You're not taking a moment to do your catch.
The alternate between a few bad ones and a few good ones.
Good one. Good one. Bad one. Bad one. Bad one. Give me a good one. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, there. That's amazing. That's a great one. So when Mike's not doing a good one, I would simply say you're just not catching. You're kind of doing the exit like Lori was doing. You're doing the return like Dan was doing. Good body position like Caroline, but there's just no catch, right? You're just going straight to the draw.
Exactly. We have to think of paddling as it's not two parts of moving forward and pulling back, but there's this small hidden section that was a little bit alluded to in between moving forward and then down and then pull. And that down doesn't last very long, but makes all the difference in being able to feel that catch.
Okay, I think we need to repeat one part of that there's that down portion. During that down portion, there is no pull, correct?
Exactly. I'm still, the down portion as I come from here and into the water, I almost, because there's going to be a natural desire to start pulling, I consciously think the opposite and almost imagine that I'm continuing to reach down into the water. I might not actually be doing it, but just the act of thinking it helps to prevent me from making mistakes and ensuring that my catches are really, really good.
And I think that there has to be a very conscious effort here, because you put a paddle in someone's hand and you say paddle, they just paddle, right?
Forward and back.
Forward and back. And then you add the fact that you're in a boat where you don't want to fall behind, right? You don't want to be that one person who's on a stroke, so you're always kind of, well, just get to the next stroke and paddle, paddle, paddle. Dan really slowed down the second half of the return, which should lead into a really nice catch. If you have a really quick second half of your return, it's harder to do. But now Mike's taking his time. See, now he's too quick and he's just slapping. That's not very good. So speaking of grip and making it feel heavy, so same question as I had for all the other coaches. Now that we're in a DB5, how does that affect your catch, and what are you thinking in that regards?
For sure, as Caroline and Dan had mentioned, we're higher up on the water, so I do feel like I need to drop a little bit more than I usually do to be able to grab my catch.
Now, are you worried at all about injuries in a Dragon Boat 5 compared to a Dragon Boat 20?
The fact that we're going to also be paddling slower should give us the time to be able to properly place ourselves and give ourselves the best chance.
So this is an opportunity to just go out, feel some good, really connected strokes, take your time in the air, work on technique and fitness without going overboard. Obviously we're not doing starts, we're not doing sprint pieces.
No.
I was thinking about it the other day while I was in the gym, and I was thinking, this is like
weight training.
This is like weight training, and maybe if pick any exercise and say we're doing lat pull down, this is like doing a set of 10 instead of doing a set of 60 or a set of 30.
Exactly.
Which is safe.
It is safe as long as we respect the fact that it'll be more difficult and we adjust things accordingly. For sure, given time, hopefully not too long, if we spend enough time training in DB5, it is possible that we'll be able to gain the fitness necessary to be able to go moderately fast. But again, I think the key here is making sure that we respect the fact that it will be different, that it will be a little bit more difficult at first, and that we need to progressively bring ourselves up to being able to properly handle this boat.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Mike. So I want to thank Mike, all of our other coaches here who really missed being on Lake Champlain, like I said earlier. We wish everyone who is watching this video some happy paddling this summer, and we hope to see everyone in 2021.